You know how in December, every Norwegian TV channel suddenly acts like its own tiny little elf village? That's not an accident. It's a tradition, the TV julekalendere, and it's been shaping Norwegian Decembers for generations. Tonight we're going to unbox that tradition, where it comes from, how it changed, and why grown-ups still get oddly emotional when a familiar theme tune starts. So what is a julekalender? A julekalender on TV is exactly what it sounds like. It's an advent calendar in episodic form. 24 short episodes run one per day from December 1st to Christmas Eve. Think bite-sized stories that become routine rituals. It's a story each night, usually aimed at children, but often with jokes adults can appreciate. A key historical note here is that the Nordic Advent calendar radio/TV tradition actually started in Sweden in the 1950s and then spread around the region. Now, like I said, Norway didn't invent the idea, but it did try it early. There were short pre-Christmas radio and TV pieces in the 1960s and 1970s. Not always standalone shows, but little daily segments that primed audiences for something bigger. One of the earliest named series in Norway was a radio program called Barnas for julekalender in 1970, a precursor that proved the appetite for this was there. And then came 1979. Enter Jul I skomakergate, skomakergata. A quiet, humble show about a town and a shoemaker named Jens Petrus Andersen. It was all at once small town, cozy, and deeply Norwegian, practical, folksy, and full of gentle moral bits. Starring Hinky Kolstad, Skomakergata landed like a warm woolen mitten. It aired in 24 parts and became something more than just a children's show. It became a national ritual. Families set the TV on every night. Lines from the show slipped into everyday speech. That first big hit essentially anchored the Christmas calendar slot for Norwegian TV. In the 1990s, the form started to branch out. The new channels were competing for December screens, and producers experimented. Family-friendly fantasy, musical calendars, and even adult-focused comedy. One standout is the Julekalender on TV2 in 1994. It was based on a Danish format and leaned into absurd humor and clever wordplay. Suddenly, the Advent format could be bizarre and very, very Norwegian in its jokes. By the end of the 90s, two very different things were happening. NRK was investing in lush, folkloric fables, think Painted Mountains, moody snow, and catchy soundtracks, while private channels were leaning into parody and satire. Jul I Blåfjell in 1999 gave us blue gnomes, a mythic mountain, and a soundtrack people could hum all December long. It was cinematic for a TV calendar, and it won a lot of awards. This calendar format was proving flexible enough for theatrical ambition. Meanwhile, Nissene på Låven in 2001 sent up the reality wave. 24 contestants dressed as nisser on a barn, spoofing the very TV culture that now adored the Christmas calendar. It was sharp, irreverent, and wildly popular. So, why do Norwegians love them so much? Part of the power of the julekalender is ritual. It's a shared temporal structure, an appointment with the same story every night. In a long winter, that's a tiny, reliable light. The shows often combine nostalgia, humor, and moral clarity. They're meant to soothe and to teach. Today, the calendars still arrive every December, but the landscape has shifted a bit. Streaming services and legacy networks both release calendars. Older classics are rerun or remastered when rights permit, and producers now sometimes aim at multiple audiences, kids, teens, and adults, in the same 15 to 25 minute piece. So if you grew up here, a julekalender is kind of a seasonal scaffolding. It's less about plot twists and more about being part of a shared countdown. Even if the formats change, the puppets get CGI, The gnomes get darker backstories. Reality TV goes full parody. That nightly appointment keeps the tradition alive. So whether you're Team Henki Kolstad, Team Blåfjell, or Team I watched Nissene on my lunch break and laughed until I cried, December on Norwegian TV still has a seat for you. And if you're curious, go watch one episode. I guarantee you'll be humming something by bedtime. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked that little informative deep dive into Norwegian julekalendere. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, all of those really nice things to help support me and my channel, and I'll see you on the next one. God jul!